ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to MarvinAnimation. And today we'll be learning how to animate. Let us begin. Okay, so you probably haven't seen the last few animations I've been doing, but so I guess last time we checked we were here. Okay, so what else? I was thinking about ending it at part two, but I don't think part two is good enough because some people like to see things rendered out. So, should I render it? That is the question. To render or not to render? That is the question. Well, what we got here is a decent animation, decent flow, even though it looks amateurish. In case you guys haven't noticed in the last animations I've done, I am no longer working with fat lines like number two, like this. So let me try to demonstrate here. Draw a smiley face. He doesn't like the smiley face. Okay, so as I was saying, that I gotta check if my mic is on. Testing. Okay, it works. It works. Okay. Anyways, as we were doing, so I'm not working with a flat line, so I was doing as an example to show you what I mean. Like, you usually see me just do this throughout most of all my animations. There was a time, I don't remember when, but there was a time when I was working with just, I know it's not really easy, but that's the challenge right there. Because I think that most Flash animators, they use the flat brush, the fat brush. How should I say this? Second fat and use and first flat. Second flat. I forgot to do that and symbol. And just pretend it's the and symbol. And first flat, second flat, and first flat. So I went from doing first flat to doing, second flat to doing first flat. That's what I call them because there is no name for these. I think there is, but if you know the name, just write it down in the comments down below. Okay, so yeah, I changed it. As you can see, I did it in this one I'm doing right now. This is not going to be posted on Newgrounds or anywhere because this is a private animation. Okay, so yeah, it really makes it very funny that I do these funny faces. So, in case people are wondering about the funny faces I do, it's mostly from the, how should I say this, the meme faces. Like, that's where I get the thing from. But I don't want to, like, steal their idea of the whole entire thing, so I try to make it in my own style, so I don't, like, insult people from their creative work. We like doing these ones. Like, there was that one meme that was like that, but just much more better. I do too much detail with my work. But yeah. So anyways, let's jump into the tutorial. So the tutorial of today will be rendering out the things we have done from part 1 to part 2, which was supposed to be the final, but it's not. So I really feel like a jackass for doing this, but we're going to render it today, and I'm going to show you some unique ways on how I get the stuff done. Okay, so we got a full animation here. We got a lot of layers. Now, in the beginning, I never did this. I never planned out. Like if you look at my very old videos when I first started like early 2015, you'll see that most of all my videos are cut out animations, which are mechanical and really are very terrible. They have no sense of humor. I looked at them. I think they're all bad except for some of them, like the Game Grumps one, the Scooby Doo, and Markiplier. I am not going to give up, ladies and gentlemen. I think I did not say I was going to give up. I said that I was going to make my own work, and I did. I created two new animations, which are doing pretty well. They're doing pretty darn well, way better than any other of my work. Any any others of different types of my work. I gotta figure out a way on how to fix my speech because my speech is way off. Okay, I'm gonna lean forward because the animators should do that because if they slouch down in their chairs, they will get very tired or they'll just get too comfortable. So let's get started. All right, so we got the animation fully done here. Let's play it. I'm still cracking up just by looking at it. Okay, so what I do, I usually start off. This is gonna be in real time, so you guys, if you don't, I'm sorry. I like doing things in real time. I think it helps people understand more. So I'm gonna try my best to get this done quick, because once again, I am fast at what I do. Not sure if I'm too fast for Sonic the Hedgehog. That was a stupid ass pun right there. Sonic fans are gonna bury me for that one. Alright, so oh, another thing is, if you like have a gap here and you want to get to it and you want to like clean it out, don't cause ruckus. Um, Another thing is the eyedropper tool, which is very helpful when animating, and I'll get to that in a jiffy. So I get that. So I know that I'm sound like an ass when I put in too much detail, but I think it's very important. But so in the brush panel here, in the brush panel, I know I'm acting very stupid right now, but apparently some people might not know how to work Flash, so it's a good thing that they looked at the last tutorials and looking at this one, I think. Okay, so so you have paint behind, and what paint behind does, it paints behind everything here, unless you go out here. It's gonna paint out through everything that's mostly painted. So if I want to like do it like here and just do all this scribbly nonsense, it's gonna get all of that. All this is gonna disappear, and then you're like, oh my god, it didn't do jack shit. But if you look very closely over here, um, it got rid of that spot, that gray spot. See this gray spot? I just undid it so you can see what I'm talking about. Anyways, enough of the spoilers. Um, I'm not even sure if that was a spoiler. I'm gonna give that one a D minus. Okay, so really, get serious here. Gray spot. Now I'm gonna go back to when I like paint over it, which was paint behind technique. Jazz actually does that technique too. And I think a lot of you might know who Jazza is. So yeah, shout outs to Jazza, even though he probably gets a lot of shout outs. Yeah. Okay, so let me try to stop being retarded for a second and teach. Okay, so you got this. So right now we just painted, or I should stop saying we because I'm the only one who's doing this. Sorry guys. I just painted the base here, the character's body, which is the head and neck, torso. But what I did not paint was the other thing, which is his eyes being animated, and so is his mouth. And if you look at that very closely, that's like a I really gotta stop stuttering because you guys are gonna hate me every single time I stutter. Um, it's like a path. Let me see if I can draw out this path here. See, it goes shut, then it goes up, and then sits. What the hell did I just do right there? Well, for example, to make things not so complicated for people who don't understand what I'm talking about, um, not trying to be ignorant. Like, see, this is supposed to be the same. This is supposed to be the same, but this is slightly moved, so it's easing. That's the only easing I do is I take that one part there, redraw it, then animate the actions. Then finally, when we get to this part, if I did not explain this in part 1 or 2, and then final, because this is just a bounce effect. This one here is a bounce effect. The final is this one. So to explain to explain once again on how I did this, if I did not explain it in 2, which I think I did, I'm going to do this ball here in red. Full highlight red. Ah, it burns my eyes. Okay. Enough of the burning eye and highlights theories. Okay, so we got this ball here. Now, it's not part of the animation, so do not look at the guy who's looking at the ball. Okay, so here. I am doing very bad. Sir, you do not have enough balls. Okay, first off, rude. Quote from John Tron. Okay, so put a bouncing ball here. Or like some creature bouncing, I guess. So next I want to get him like started like he's about to move. That's where the easing comes in. I'll redraw it. And sometimes if I do not like where it's at, I'll like move it a bit, not too much. Let's just pretend it's some animated jello. Girls like jello. I like jello, but I don't eat jello. I haven't had jello in a while, so yeah. Okay. So I did that wrong. There's supposed to be like a squash. Okay. There. And there's supposed to be a squash here too. So I'm gonna okay, there we go. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty well. If I wasn't distracted by the animation that's happening over here. So yeah, it looks good. Even though he jumped too quickly. That's how I can tell he jumped too quickly. There's like one frame here. And to explain the frame theory here, twos are for like slow movements, as ones are for like very fast movements. That's what I would see it as in Flash. Other programs I did not test out yet. So let me get rid of this here before our tutorial becomes interrupted by the bouncing ball theory. Because no one wants to learn about bouncing balls. Everybody wants to learn how to do the animation. If I can teach it that way, that is. Okay, so back to rendering. 13 minutes. Okay, so what you can do when you render or color, what I do, like I was saying, hold on. No. Okay, there we go. So you can just go back and use the Eyedropper Tool. It's on gaps open. Okay, so and paint like that. Or you can do it the way that I enjoy, which helps out a lot when doing these. Either a long animation or just an animation in general. Because I do that now. And what I do now is, it used to be just getting the model, but that was only for like drawing it and animating it, not coloring it. So the model would be like black and white like this, and then I would paste it and put it over somewhere, but I would call it a guide. So what? So to explain what I'm talking, so explain what the hell I'm talking about before I lose track of the entire tutorial. Copy that, and I'm going to make another layer. I'm going to press the right button, and I'm going to set it to guide. That way it doesn't show up in the animation. So I'm going to have twins right there. So now I can just, so instead of doing it the hard way, it's much more simpler. You use the model as your color palette. And I'm just going to say that somebody probably already showed people how to do this. Unless they just showed in a speed animation process and then said, oh, it's just so easy that anybody can do it. Animation, so easy, a caveman can do it. That was so boring I forgot to laugh. And I shouldn't laugh because it was boring. Anyways. No. See how simpler that is? That's better than going back and forth. But back and forth is also easy if you're very patient and don't like to rush things and don't like to quit up on a thing you're doing. Just from the words of Squidward, everybody's a critic. You won't be hearing from me anymore. Okay. Enough of my Squidward nonsense. Okay. That's the last time I'm going to do that nonsense. As you know, I have paint behind still selected, so I don't have to deal with the nausea of redoing things. I'm going to make those eyes white. Oh, in case anyone hasn't noticed, don't you think that when a character's in a dark area and it's like dark and spooky, that their eyes light up? Has anyone else noticed that? Like, if a character's in a dark area, he's shaded, everything's shaded except for his eyes. Nothing's shaded over there. That just shows that their eyes are glowing. I'm just saying. I just think that that's what it means. Like, but it's animation, so okay. Let me stop putting out my little theories before people start criticizing me about how my work is done and like, oh yeah, you know, you're right, but you like to make glowy eyes too, you know. Okay, so I should have actually colored his eyes here, but I didn't. So if you do make a model, make sure to color in the eyes. I just colored in the eyes right now and I didn't even notice. Okay. Let me get those eyes. Okay, good. So we got the black colors in for like the shade. Now why is that so important? Why? Like, I can imagine someone just saying, hey, I know that you want us to paint them dark with dark colors, but why? Okay, so to not like stress people's brains out or anything, I'm gonna make this very, very simple as possible. I'm gonna take off the eyes and the mouth because they don't need to get colored, and we just have the character model. Okay, so yeah, usually you would see someone actually just do that for like well, maybe old times. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna shut up on that one because I don't know what the hell I'm gonna get to and get into with that type of theory. Okay. So what I'm doing right now, I'm using the pencil tool and I'm just putting in like the shading shapes. Don't lock all that stuff. Okay. Right, and also you should do the back and forth thing, especially if you're doing like rough sketches for animation. That's why they say the back and forth thing is actually pretty good, so you'll know like how they looked like before that frame you created. I might be talking gibberish, but at least it's some good gibberish. Like good gibberish, right? I'm looking at it right now. Looks good. Right. I mean, this is a very tedious process here, but you do it until you get used to it, and then once you get used to it, you'll find out ways on how to skip through the nonsense of this. So to make things easier, I guess you should like that one that looks similar to the other that you're doing, and just go back to make sure it looks right. I just realized okay. I'm trying to get this process done because y'all probably gonna like cut the video off or something. But this is like extremely hard to get done quick. Good look in the animation studio. They do a lot of that. I know what you're thinking. Why the hell is this taking so long? But please forgive me. This process is so not easy. Maybe some of you can like learn it and just look at the video and like replay it over and over again, or skip through frames just to figure out how the recipe works, I guess. And actually, I feel mad just like you do about somebody saying, "Oh, animation's so easy, right?" Yeah, but since I'm so addicted to it, I guess I am not really so cursed like most people. Plus, I've been doing it since 2007. We're just working with Microsoft Paint and Movies Maker. Oh, let me tell you, that's some crazy stuff right there. If you ever wanted to know how the old classic animators did it, it's similar to that, and that will drive you crazy. Thank God for technology. Okay, thank God. All right. Yes, I was getting very nauseous with this, as just as you were. All right, so let's get this guy done. So now I'm just gonna paint in the lights. That's why it's good to like do the that color, or you can just like eyedrop the color that's black and take it up lightly to do the other color, or like make it, or you can just change it around. Okay. And this one. We're gonna just like tan the color a bit. I don't know how to say like whenever you like take a color that's already in there and you just go like change it like that. I don't know what that's called, but I like doing it because it helps out make the colors pop. It be popping like red and vodka. Oh the vodka, I'm L. Yeah. Or motherfucker, I'm L. All right. That was an MLG computer type voice that I did right there. MLG swag. All right, so there you have it. And so when you have all these like pencil sketches throughout the entire animation, you're like, oh my god, now I gotta just go and do this and select here. You don't have to do that. If you have a nice decent PC like I do, which is HP, and it has like about decent set of RAM and decent memory, you can do this. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, if it works for a lot of people, but if it works for a lot of people, then that's great. Okay, so I selected all these. I went to edit multiple frames. That's what you click, and then you just bring this guy out like throughout the entire time of the animation, and so you can get rid of all those pesky pencil lines by just going down here and selecting this, because this will not delete the brush. If you go down here, that will delete the brush, but you don't want to do that. And then you just click that off and everything's back to normal. But one thing is for certain, everything looks more better, and that's because those nasty pencil lines are gone. So to finish this off, I'm going to give a highlight with the hair. To give it like a feel, I guess. Just to make it feel like it's an animation. But since I do like my characters in an anime type way, I guess because I did first off start drawing anime, so that's why they look like anime characters. Okay. So this, and let's give him a reason why he's there. So to make this a interesting piece, we'll add the troll face. Like he hates trolls, which we all do, especially for YouTubers. I ain't no troll. This is gonna look very bad. Doesn't look that bad, but Maybe like a Chinese troll. And then you got on the back, on the red, like, rule. Just the background. Oh, so now I understand why my character was so, like, yeah, so it gives you that feeling that, like, oh, now you can understand it, why he's angry or something like that. It's always good to give a reason why the character's, like, angry. Let's make him a purple troll. Purple trolls. I'm actually pretty proud that my sense of humor has gotten a bit better. And that's pretty awesome. Alright. And I'm going to get this guy. Wait, not yet. If I do that. Yeah, that's better. Whoops. So I actually just used the okay, now let's well, actually the thin brush. That's what we call it, thin brush, I guess. Stupid balloon. You can get rid of that since we no longer need a reference. I'm gonna press Control B to break that. That's not actually a shortcut. If you guys are thinking that, that is a shortcut I made. You can take that shortcut if you want to. It's not secret. Some perspective. So he's in a fun house. And he's in the troller's funhouse or something. Looking at this. Okay. After all the tutorials, I'm proud to announce that the animation is complete. Nah, hold on, that's a bit lousy. Sorry for that repeat. That's the tutorials, I think. Hopefully I did a good job. Okay, so I'm gonna save. Okay, I'm gonna save that as it. All right. How long did it took? That was 34 minutes. Hopefully this can upload on YouTube. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe, comment, and like. See you in the future. And if you have any requests to continue on the tutorial and to add extra things into it, let me know. And remember, get epic.